Report it to local law enforcement agencies.
To learn more, go to ncpc.org/seniors. That's ncpc.org/seniors. A message from the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Department of Justice.
Brian Mudd's Cheat Sheet every 10 minutes from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. 1230 WBCT.
The following views are those of the host and not those of Clear Channel Broadcasting licenses. Welcome to the Know Nothing Show with Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman, who've been in the legal profession for over 30 years and now want to share their experience and knowledge with you. Hey, maybe they do know a little something. You can join Alan and Rich by calling in toll-free 1-800-889-0267 or watch them on elkinsandfriedman.com on Friday nights. Now your hosts for the next hour, Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman.
Good evening, everybody, and we are live tonight, the night after Thanksgiving. I'm here with Richard Friedman.
Aren't we live every Friday?
Yeah, unfortunately we are. We should have taken the night off, but what the heck.
No, the show must go on. We show rain or snow or sleet. We show up.
And not only that, to prevent my lovely wife from going out and buying stuff at the mall, we actually brought her to the show tonight.
Yes.
Kim, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hello there.
There she is. Anybody that wants to see what we look like, again, you can see the show broadcast live on a video pod on elkinsandfriedman.com. And, of course, we're broadcasting tonight on WBZT, 1230 a.m., or you can be listening to us on the iHeartRadio. If you'd like to join in and participate, the number is 1-800-899-0267.
So let me ask you something. So if we're the Know Nothing Show, is she the Know Nothing wife?
Yeah, I guess she is. Well, she thinks she knows everything, actually. She thinks I know nothing. So
No.
She got that right. So listen, it's the night after Thanksgiving. I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving out there to all of our listeners. And why don't we talk turkey, so to speak?
Hey, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, how was your Thanksgiving, Richard?
Well, considering I was sitting right next to you at the Thanksgiving table, it wasn't bad.
That's right. You didn't eat very much. I heard you raised a hissy fit about the turkey not being antibiotic free, or what was that about?
No, it was fine. I was eating turkey all week long because I had a Hanukkah party the night before, so we had turkey there, and then the night before that, I was at the Publix, and I was sampling some turkey there that they let me sample. Yeah, they gave me free samples.
But I distinctly heard you quizzing Mr. Murrow as to whether his turkey was roaming free on the range, and if it had. Yeah, you had a whole list of qualifications or qualifiers before you'd stick that turkey in your mouth.
No, I mean the turkey was fine, other than the fact that he was coughing and sneezing on it. Other than that, the turkey was just fine.
Yeah, it was a delicious meal. We should thank our office manager, Mr. Murrow. That's right. Kim was there too. Kim had just gotten in on a flight, just flew in.
Yeah, literally.
And tell people that she's a flight attendant.
She's a flight attendant.
She didn't go off on a vacation. She was working.
Her arms would be very tired. No, there's a joke there somewhere. Anyway, she had just flown in. So, now, today, the night or the day after, what should I say? I was going to say Black Friday. And
Friday.
And I said to Richard just before the show came on, why do they call it Black Friday? Why can't it be White Friday or can it be Purple Friday? Is there something about Black Friday?
Well, there's when a company's is making money, they're in the black.
Right.
And if they're losing money, they're in the red.
That's
true.
why
it's called Black Friday, because it's a very profitable time of the year for most stores. They make most of their money
within this next
4
month.
weeks.
Yeah, that's
right.
it.
So that's why it's called Black Friday, because they're in the positive. Because if they've been in the negative for most of the year, now they're going to be in the black. Yeah, and that's why it's called Black Friday.
Well, thank you for that information, Richard. So we are the Know Something show.
The Know Very Little show.
But I was going to say it was interesting because used to be we'd look forward to Black Friday, but you don't have to wait till Friday anymore. So many stores, were open. They didn't wait. Some of them opened literally before the Thanksgiving meal on Thursday, and then some of them,
When I was driving home last night, I drove by Macy's. They were open.
Kim and I actually attempted to stop by Macy's, and we were there literally at 7:30. I think they opened at 8 o'clock, so I just didn't want to sit there. But there were a couple hundred people lined up outside the doors.
That's crazy. I mean, they have nothing better to do?
No, and I will say, it's kind of an interesting feeling. You get a little rush, you're going to run into the store and
Well, you heard there was some in, I don't know where it was.
It was Walmart. There was some fights broke out.
Yeah,
I
and
know
then,
in particular.
oh yeah, and then some police got involved too. I mean, it was.
Tell you, so we went in there and got a couple things, and probably 45 minutes to check out.
45 minutes?
45 minutes.
You stood in line for 45 minutes?
45 minutes. And the interesting component of the story, now I'm going to bring this up. Waited 45 minutes, bought a couple pair of jeans. We walk outside, and my wife goes something like, oh, it was a little over $100. And I just said, a little over $100? That can't be right. We bought like 4 things that were half price.
Right.
She bought some candy, and I said, you didn't buy $20 worth of candy. So lo and behold, outside there, she looked at the receipt. We're overcharged an extra pair of jeans.
For one extra pair. The
Extra
scanner
pair of
probably
jeans.
scanned one jeans twice.
I don't know, but it ticked me off because I'd waited for 45 minutes, and you can chime in here, Kim, but...
Well, I made him wait in line.
Well,
so you waited another 45 minutes?
No chance of that happening. So I was actually annoyed because I said I waited 45 minutes to get these things, and I wanted them to fix it right away. And I actually said to Kim, if Richard were here, he'd be demanding to speak to a manager. I think it's pretty bad that they would go ahead. Here, my wife's laughing at me right now, but wouldn't it tick you off? You wait there that long, you walk outside, and you go, oh, my God.
Of course, but what I do, which you probably don't do, is after they ring everything up, before I leave, I go down the receipt. Yeah. Especially yours was a simple receipt. It only had 4 or 5 items on it.
Yeah.
And I go down the receipt, so I don't leave that cashier until I go down that receipt.
You
make
must
sure
drive the cashiers crazy at Publix.
Yeah, let's say I'm not the most popular customer in the store.
Yeah, I bet.
But it beats waiting in line.
You really do that?
I do that all the time.
You're not the guy.
And you know what?
Right.
Probably about 10% of the time, I find a mistake.
Probably do.
And if it's in my favor, I don't say a word.
No, you know what guy you are? You're the guy that goes to the express lane with like 12 items, okay? Probably about 15 knowing you.
Well, what I do sometimes is with my wife, I say, look, we're over by 4 items. You take 4 items, you stand in that line. I'll stand with my 10 items over here.
But listen, I was visibly annoyed that the guy rang up the wrong item. And what would you have done in that case?
I would have probably said I wanted some type of discount.
I know you. That's just what I told my wife. You were shaking her head.
Because we would be talking about you in the galley. You're like the typical passenger that,
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But listen, to their credit, they corrected the mistake. It's just that it was us.
But how long did it take to correct the mistake?
Well, you know what it was too, Rich? After I ate that big Thanksgiving meal, my stomach's starting to do a rumble. The last thing you want to do is stand in line for 45 minutes.
No kidding.
Because I'm thinking, if I got a bathroom emergency, I'm in deep
No
caca.
kidding.
Yeah.
I know you've had a few of those in the past.
And then, this is a true story. In front of me, there was a family that had a little kid on the guy's shoulders, and they're giving away free balloons on sticks. Well, this little kid would turn around and hit me in the head with the balloon. The first couple times it was kind of cute. Then after that, I swatted the balloon away.
Really?
Swatted the balloon right away.
The balloon went flying?
The balloon went flying.
Would the kid start crying?
I didn't cry. It was a trooper. But, kid, quit kidding me with this balloon.
He looked at
well, that's like the kid that was in your office like a couple weeks ago running around ripping the office apart. Remember that kid?
Well, yeah. I don't want to digress, but we did. We had a family in our office, and there was something wrong with that kid.
Right.
And, in fact, what was really bad, he did 2 things that now, if that client comes back in, we're charging that guy double. He found some stickers he put on our fake leather chairs.
Right.
And I attempted to lift the sticker up.
And it ripped up the fake leather.
The fake leather came with it. So that's one thing. That's extremely annoying. And then I discovered a brand new briefcase that I bought back from France.
It was a beautiful one. I don't know why you didn't buy me one when you were over there, but that's another story.
Because I never would have seen the money for it. But there was a pen line about maybe about 3 inches.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I know that had to be that little kid did that. Now, fortunately, I Googled. I found a little alcohol will take the ink out of there, but it also removed a little bit of the finish.
Oh.
If I could choke that little son of a gun, I would have done it, but
oh my God,
wouldn't have been proper.
I know. What are you going to do?
Anyway, enough talk about shopping. Have you bought gifts? Actually, Richard told me something so amazing.
What, are you talking about the gift I got at the bank?
No, wait a minute. I don't even want to go. I don't even want to do a commercial yet until right before we said Richard in his old house told me he had something called the box closet.
The box closet.
So tell everybody, what is a box closet?
Okay, a box closet is when you would buy things, mostly like, say, toys at a toy store. Because, kids outgrow things and they get tired of things. So I would buy a toy, and I would take the empty box and put it in the box closet.
Right.
So maybe 2 years later, he'd get tired of playing with the toy.
Right.
So I'd put the toy back into the box and bring it back to the toy store, and they'd give me store credit to buy another new toy.
And you find nothing wrong with that?
Nothing.
Unbelievable.
You know where I got the idea real quick? I got it from the store.
Giving you a dirty
clerk.
look. Lynn, I mean, is that reprehensible behavior?
Well, I got more if you don't like that.
This guy, in fact, he told my wife we're going to a formal event. She bought a dress.
Don't tell anybody where she bought it.
But he already said, no problem. I'll take it back for you since you won't do it. This is what I put up with.
And then we're
going to
split the profit between the two of us.
Yeah, he did say if you paid for it,
if you paid for it, we're going to get the money and we're going to split it 50-50.
Listen, while I contemplate his cheapness, why don't we go to our first break?
Okay.
We'll be back in 2.
Yeah, don't go away. I've got more stories, so stay right where you are.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges too much? More debt than you can possibly handle? Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida solve those problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call, 954-372-2630. When you visit, you might even meet Tiffany, the office mascot. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call 954-372-2630 and begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. Are you dreaming about your next home improvement project? Let the experienced Carbonneau craftsmen help make your dream home a reality. Call them at 954-984-9393 and let them help you redo the things in your home that make it special. At Carbonneau, they specialize in residential door and window design, repairs, and screens. They carry the top brands you know and trust: BHI, Galaxy, Windor, and ES. They'd be happy to create a signature look for your home. Call Carbonneau at 954-984-9393 and let them know you heard about them on the Elkins & Friedman Know Nothing Show. And you'll get a special 10% discount just for mentioning their name. 954-984-9393 is the number for Carbonneau Home Repair. And the sooner you call them and have the home team at your doorstep, the faster that'll make your dream house a reality. Call today or visit their website at CarbonneauHomeRepair.com. That's 954-984-9393. Schedule a free estimate today. 954-984-9393. Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. This is the Know Nothing Show with practicing attorneys Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman. Elkins and Friedman have been helping folks throughout Florida for more than 30 years, and they're here now to share their knowledge and experiences with you. Stand by for more information and fun.
And we're back, everybody.
Yes, we are.
Now, if you remember last week, we attempted to give away a $50 gift certificate to Carrabba's or one of the other many fine restaurants in the company, including, I think it was what, Richard?
It's Carrabba's, it's the Outback.
The Outback.
It's Bonefish Grill.
Unbelievably
Fleming's,
good restaurants.
And Roy's.
And the fact of the matter is, and this is courtesy coming from Carbonos Home Repair.
We're going to say that your door and window experts.
I'm glad they're experts. So listen, I thought that we gave a question that a 2-year-old should know the answer to, but
we didn't have any 2-year-olds listening.
Unfortunately,
that was
no
the
2-year-olds
problem.
listening. So here's the story. We're going to attempt to give this away again, a $50 gift certificate. And here's the question of the night. And first, I'm going to repeat the phone numbers for you to call in. In the Palm Beach area, it's a 561 area code 844-6167 or toll free. And you can use this gift certificate anywhere in the country, 1-800-889-0267.
But I want to add something. They can also participate on the computer. So if they're not listening on the radio, but they're on their computer, they can email us their response.
Now, we're confident. I'm not going to go with the fifth caller, but I'm not going to do the first. We're going to try the third caller or the third
that's
person.
That's a good one, 3.
Okay, 3. So here is the question for a $50 gift certificate, okay? And we're tying this into
And remember now, no
Thanksgiving.
friends or family can call in on this.
So here's the incredibly difficult question. Where did the Pilgrims land? Where did the Pilgrims land? So if you think you know where the Pilgrims landed,
right?
Okay, be the third person to call in, and this fabulous prize will be yours.
Don't be afraid to call and have the wrong answer, because at least you participated.
I'll make fun that you're a complete idiot, but don't be afraid to call.
All right. So
now,
let's see if they call.
While we're waiting, Richard.
Yes.
Hopefully we won't wait too long.
No.
It's only appropriate that I found an article. You know, everybody thinks that turkey is something that the first Pilgrims ate, but do you know that that's not the case?
I think they ate tuna sandwiches. That's what I think they ate.
It's actually very funny, Richard.
Thank you.
All right, now here, I'm going to read you this article. It says, when Americans sat down with their families for Thanksgiving dinner, most typically think of turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, and pumpkin pie.
Yes.
But do you know that isn't what the Pilgrims in all likelihood ate?
What did they eat?
It says turkey may not have been on the menu at the 1621 celebration by the Pilgrims that is considered the first Thanksgiving, although I didn't know this, although historians and fans of Virginia's Berkeley plantation might quibble with the first part. Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't even remember ever hearing that maybe people landed at Virginia. It's a place called the Berkeley plantation.
No, didn't know that. But I bet you don't know who made Thanksgiving a legal holiday in this country.
Yes, I do, and I'm going to read that in a minute. You want to spoil the story? Go ahead, jump right in.
No, I won't spoil it. All right,
it says there were definitely wild turkeys in the blank area, which, if they know that, they will be able to win the fabulous prize we're doing.
Right.
It says that a colonist by the name of William Bradford kept a journal. It says the best existing journal, though, regarding the harvest feast came from a colonist named Edward Winslow, and he gave a first-hand account. And in all likely, it says that they ate wild fowl for the meal, which could have likely meant ducks or geese. So it says, all right, well, how did turkeys come into the picture? It says presidents would occasionally declare a Thanksgiving Day, but it wasn't by any means a set holiday. It says many of the early celebrations included turkey, and Alexander Hamilton once remarked, quote, "No citizen of the U.S. shall refrain from turkey on Thanksgiving Day." So he's the first that kind of got us into the tradition of eating turkey. But I know you want to say, when did it says Thanksgiving became a meal of choice for Americans after who declared Thanksgiving a national holiday? Since you know.
Abraham Lincoln.
Absolutely correct. Abraham Lincoln.
What do I win for that one?
Absolutely nothing, Richard.
Thanks. But, I don't think everybody eats turkey in this country. Like, I have a good friend, Vince, up in New York.
Yeah.
You know what he eats for Thanksgiving?
Tofu? What is he?
Lasagna and spaghetti and meatballs.
On Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving.
No turkey?
No turkey.
Well,
Lasagna, spaghetti, and meatballs. That's what he eats.
All right. It says, moreover, there were pragmatic reasons for eating turkey rather than, say, chicken. It says the birds were large enough to feed a table of hungry family members, and unlike cows or chicken, they didn't serve much purpose like laying eggs or making milk. So I guess they were easier to sacrifice.
Plus, they're easier to catch.
Yeah, it says unlike pork, turkey wasn't so common that it seemed like turkey was good for a special occasion. So that's turkey. Now, it says there was no cranberry sauce either. It says, while cranberries While the cranberries the pilgrims needed were probably easy to come by, making cranberry sauce requires sugar, and sugar was a rare luxury at the time of the first Thanksgiving.
You know what I just thought? That the Pilgrims landed in Massachusetts.
It's true.
Okay, and Massachusetts, believe it or not, produces probably 90% of all the cranberries in the country.
Kim's
the
actually
cranberry
from
bogs.
Massachusetts.
Right.
Richard's from Massachusetts.
Right, we're both from Massachusetts.
Ocean Spray is
Ocean
there.
Spray. So that's probably why cranberries became very popular, because they're from Massachusetts.
So it says that the bottom line, since they didn't have sugar, it says that maybe they boiled the cranberries and accompanied the bird, but that was it. It says same thing with reference to sweet potatoes. It says same problem with potatoes. Neither sweet potatoes nor white potatoes were available to the colonists in 1621, so the pilgrims didn't feast like everybody else. It said in all likelihood, besides eating the fowl, they ate a lot of venison. And then, of course, pumpkin pie.
Where did that come from?
Pumpkin pie, it says, is now the flagship dessert at modern Thanksgiving dinners, but pumpkin pie didn't make an appearance at the first Thanksgiving. It says the pilgrims probably lacked the butter and flour needed to make the pie crust, and and of course they didn't have an oven to bake the pumpkin pie. It says if they had any pumpkin at all, they probably threw the pumpkins into the coals of the fire. And it says pumpkin pie became popular in the 17th century. It says, although it may not have shown up as early as 1623. So I thought that was an interesting little tidbit.
Very interesting.
Now, in the meantime, I guess, Lynn, no callers yet, huh? Do we have any callers?
Sorry,
no
nope.
callers?
I think they're all still eating their turkey.
Or the shopping.
Or they're shopping.
Maybe they're out there shopping. Well, we'll let the contest last a little longer. Otherwise, as I threatened last week, Rich and I are going to go use this money.
Yes.
Now, as we constantly do, we always have an animal of the week. And this week, it's our friend the turkey. And just some interesting things about the turkey. You know, last week, I even saw in an article talking about turkeys, it made a reference of all things to the dodo bird, last week's animal of the week.
Who made a reference to the dodo bird?
In an article I was reading, what's the odd that we did a story and then I read a story about the dodo bird? But, you know, there are some similarities because they're big animals that don't really get off the ground.
Between the dodo bird and the turkey?
Yeah. Yeah, big animal. It says turkeys are ungainly mess of a bird. It says their bodies appear too big for their scrawny legs, and they have all kinds of bizarre anatomical structures, including snoods, I guess they're called, fleshy bumps on their forehead. In fact, we have a picture right now. Of course, I think that turkey's wearing a baseball cap.
And he's wearing sneakers.
And sneakers, so I don't know how accurate
He's doing
it is.
the turkey trot.
Yeah.
Very good, the turkey trot. Now, I'll ask my wife, do you know what that distinctive flappy waddle is under the neck?
I don't know, but you should pay to get mine removed.
All right. You know, there's a name for that.
What about
thing.
his?
He's got to do
He's
his
got the
eyes.
eyes. He's got to get rid of the eyes.
Yeah, it's called the dewlap. That's the name for the waddle. Yeah, DEWLAP.
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 I'm
It says
sit like this.
It says the interesting thing about the turkey, unlike the dodo bird last week, it says in its wild form, turkeys fly. Do you know that?
They
Yes.
fly?
Yeah, turkeys fly.
fly.
When's the last time you saw a turkey fly?
That would be never. Yeah,
Well, ours are too
maybe
heavy
after
in
a
the
six
States.
pack. What's that, dear?
Our turkeys are all, steroids and plumped up. They're not like that in Europe.
Yeah, I guess they are. It says, granted, it doesn't soar like an eagle or or fly like a hummingbird, but the bird can lift off the ground. It says their bodies are squashed laterally with their knees pulled in and their legs splayed. It says the legs
Reminds
have...
me of a girl you used to go out with.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't talk about that. It says the legs have excellent circulation to supply fuel for sustained running. So those turkeys are running away.
Oh, just like that one on the screen there.
There it is. We got
He's
a
running
turkey
fast,
machine.
not getting anywhere.
Now it says once airborne, the turkey's wings come to life, and unlike the muscles, it says unlike the muscles of the hind limbs, which are made for sustained use, the turkey muscles that power a turkey's wings are built for rapid but brief exertions, kind of like you having sex, Richard. Rapid but brief. It says if you've ever been to a turkey farm, which I have not, you will know that domesticated turkeys, the tasty kind, do not fly. Why?
Well, hold on a second. Wild turkeys you're talking about, right?
Yeah, wild turkeys fly, domesticated.
But isn't there a brand of liquor called Wild Turkey?
I guess there is a blend of
Kim, can you enlighten us about that?
No, but Kim can shed this. Listen to this. It says that the domestic turkeys, their breasts become too strong. It says farmers prive turkeys that grow large breasts and like our women folk.
I know, exactly.
Look at the parallels.
Are you telling me all these turkeys had implants?
I guess so they can't get off the ground. All right,
So they must be Jewish turkeys. Okay, good.
Our show's going into the gutter like normal. And I have a lady here with us.
That's no lady, that's your wife.
That's right. So anyway, it says that our domestic turkeys have large breasts and thigh muscles and become the most and it says they're the most valuable parts on the poultry market, which is true. You think about it. We want to eat big breasts and thighs.
I know.
So there you go.
I know. Now I know why I like turkey so much.
That's right. It says over time, farmers have bred turkeys to have larger and larger breasts. So there and here it was this article. It says in a sense, it says it's the opposite of what happened to the extinct dodo bird. I guess turkeys, think
Well, you told me the dodo birds taste terrible. Turkeys are great tasting.
Well, it's true. And I guess, but thank God we didn't kill all of the turkeys. Just think if we had done away with them. Like
because we have turkey farms now, but we don't have dodo farms.
I know. It might be something we should look into, the Elkins and Friedman dodo bird farm.
Yeah, we can make a killing on it.
All right. Now, we have done our Animals of the Week stories. So
what's our next story?
I think we should do... let's see here. I got a couple things. Should we go right into the gutter? Let's see. We got
not yet.
Do we need a break yet? Do we need a break, Lynn?
The engineer says we need a break.
And then we'll ascend to the gutter.
All right. Can't
wait.
We'll
be back in 2 minutes.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back. So stay right where you are.
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges too much? More debt than you can possibly handle? Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins and Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida solve those problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call, 954-372-2630. When you visit, you might even meet Tiffany, the office mascot. Elkins and Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call 954-372-2630 and begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. Are you dreaming about your next home improvement project? Let the experienced Carbonneau craftsmen help make your dream home a reality. Call them at 954-984-9393 and let them help you redo the things in your home that make it special. At Carbonneau, they specialize in residential door and window design, repairs, and screens. They carry the top brands you know and trust: BHI, Galaxy, Windor, and ES. They'd be happy to create a signature look for your home. Call Carbonneau at 954-984-9393 and let them know you heard about them on the Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Show. And you'll get a special 10% discount just for mentioning their name. 954-984-9393 is the number for Carbonneau Home Repair. And the sooner you call them and have the home team at your doorstep, the faster that'll make your dream house a reality. Call today or visit their website at CarbonneauHomeRepair.com. That's 954-984-9393. Schedule a free estimate today. 954-984-9393. This is the Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Show. Time to get back to Alan and Rich for more. If you'd like to join in, just call in 1-800-889-0267 and become part of the show. That's 1-800-889-0267. Once again, Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman.
And we're back, everybody. And Richard, don't faint, but I think we have our third call winner on the line.
The third winner, the third call.
Third call, and
Okay.
I believe his name is Mark, and he's calling from Massachusetts. So it makes sense that he knows.
Perfect.
Let's put him through right now.
Ooh.
Mark, are you there?
Well, I'm not calling from Massachusetts. It's a far cry. I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, that's close to Massachusetts.
I see something up on my board that says Provincetown, Massachusetts. You have any relationship?
I don't think it was Plymouth Rock or something. I mean, that's what everybody says in the storybooks, but.
And you are correct. All right. So
What do you mean it's not Plymouth Rock where the Pilgrims landed?
No, that's something where it was like in the storybook. That's where they settled, but not where they landed.
Where did they land?
I'm taking the Provincetown.
Provincetown. That's fascinating.
Provincetown. That's
No,
out on whatchamacallit.
No, I don't know. It's not at
That is,
whatchamacallit.
No, Provincetown is on the
end.
Cape. Is on the
Yes,
Cape.
The end.
Oh, okay. I've
Yes.
been to Boston, but that's about it.
So, Mark, how did you know that? Did you find that on Wikipedia? Where did you find Provincetown?
I was reading something about William Bradford when I was looking for my information about how to cook a turkey for my wife, and then I started reading about William Bradford, and then they had something like that on there. It wasn't Wikipedia, though. It was an article about the facts about Massachusetts.
All right. Well, you, my friend, will be taking your wife out to dinner, courtesy of
Carbonneau's Home Repair.
Carbonneau's Home Repair, your expert, right, Richard?
Right, your
And window-
door and window experts
All right. So,
are providing this coupon for you for $50 to enjoy at at Carrabba's, the Outback, or Bonefish Grill.
all right. So, Mark, tell us, how was your Thanksgiving? You have a good Thanksgiving?
Pretty good, but I actually bought the stuff that you preheat since my wife was out of town. So I kind of overcooked it. It was a surprise when she got back in.
Well, that was a nice thought. You know, I stooped so low once. Actually, I didn't want to go
Only
out and
once,
buy
Alan?
anything.
Only once?
Multiple
Boston
times,
Cooker.
but yeah, that's right. Am I allowed to say Boston Market, Freddie?
Boston
I actually
Market,
picked
not
up.
I think you just did.
I got news for you, though. Actually, it was actually quite good. You know, their sweet potato with the little marshmallows is as good as anybody. So for whatever that's worth.
I haven't been to Boston Market since they went bankrupt years ago.
Yeah, well, they're still in business.
No, they're still in business.
Yeah,
you know what went bankrupt was that Kenny Rogers.
Yeah,
that
that's
was like
right.
a chicken place.
I remember Kenny Rogers, the other chicken, too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken. But in any event, what we're going to do, we're going to put you back on hold. We're going to get your number and then or your address, I should say, and then we'll you can either pick this up from our Fort Lauderdale office, or we'll be glad to mail it to you. So you just let Lynn, our fabulous board op, know what you'd like to do. And thanks for listening to us.
Yes,
Okay.
and call again. We'd love to hear from you again.
Thank you.
Take care and have a good Thanksgiving holiday.
You too. Be well.
Thank you. You too.
Now,
Bye-bye.
while Lynn's doing that, Richard, I think it's time to move on.
Move on.
This next story, Freddie, I think, has a picture. There's a gentleman who goes by the name of Patrick Moote, Moote. And this is a guy that a while ago proposed to his girlfriend.
Yes.
I think it was at a sporting event. It was at the Jumbotron at a UCLA basketball game. So what happened? He proposed to her, and lo and behold, he turned her down. So one of the reasons
He proposed to her.
He proposed to her, and she turned him down.
At the UCLA basketball
Quite
game.
cruel in front of everybody. But here's the fascinating part. It says his girlfriend apparently said this. One of the reasons she turned him down, Richard, is that his penis is so small. So, you know, he took the rejection like a I don't know, like a what? I guess like a man would take it. And
Like a weenie.
and this guy says now what he's done. And this might be a good time if Mr. Harris is listening to go into another room. Turn off the radio, Mr. Harris. Says he traveled the world looking for penis enlargement solutions, and he has now made a documentary Okay. In fact, anybody look in our website, elkinsandfreeman.com, you can see him there. His Johnson is covered up, but you can see a picture of him. And the name of his new documentary is called Unhung Hero. Unhung Hero.
What a clever name.
So it says it's available on DVD December 10th. And this guy has a good sense of humor. It says it all began when the girlfriend rejected the marriage proposal and told him that one reason she wouldn't marry him is that his manhood didn't pack enough of a punch. Says he set out to change it.
Well, let me ask you, sorry for interrupting. So if that bothered her so much, why was she still going out with him? Why did she get rid of him?
I don't know.
Maybe he had money.
Well, he didn't have money. She would have stayed with him for the money, right?
Of course.
I mean, come on.
That got serious.
Yeah, so it says, so he went out in search of the question is, does size matter? So he did an interview with the New York Post. He says, listen, I've gone on after things that I'm insecure about head on. The first people that I go to are my friends, blah, blah, blah. It says, why? And the Post asks him, why are you not humiliated by telling the world you have a small penis? He says, I mean, when we started the film, I wanted to prove that size doesn't matter, but also that I don't have. Now he's saying, well, I don't have a particularly small penis. I don't know what that means. It says, I saw an opportunity to answer the question. So it says what he's done. Well, I don't want to get too graphic.
Don't get too.
It talks about how do you define a small penis. Because he says if you put on 10 pounds, you're going to take off a centimeter. I don't know that a centimeter is gonna matter one way or the other. Honey, would a centimeter matter one way or the other?
I want to know if this was a short film.
Oh, very good. Here, I'll give you one of these.
This is what I've learned. This is a tall man.
Well,
and
honey,
this is a short man.
This is great, but this is radio, so unless they're looking on the internet, they won't be cracking up.
Okay, well, all right. If they are watching, this is a tall man. This is a short man.
All right, very good.
Can I also say this?
Go ahead.
Long and thin goes further in, short and trick. Wait, long and thin goes further in, short and thick does the trick, but long and fat is where it's at.
Did you learn that in grade school from one of the nuns?
I think she learned that on the airlines.
Yes.
Says if you're not having a particularly good day with circulation, that's going to affect. So
what about a bad day in court?
Yeah, bad day in court. Well, then the evidence, I guess it won't stand up. I don't know, Rich. There's a joke there somewhere. It says, what is the strangest method of attempting to add to penis length that you encountered while making the film? It says in Thailand, we went to a guy named, ready for this, Master Chu studio to witness and participate in a form of martial arts where one of the techniques they use is hanging weights from the penis.
Oh, my God.
It says on the outside, it seems very strange, but it makes a lot of sense. It says they've been doing it for thousands of years. It says, I'm not going to lie. When they untied the rope and weight and released it from my situation, it felt amazing. So it says, how is your sex life now? It says it's interesting because the times that I've been on dates and the penis has come up. I don't know if that's a joke. I think I've set the bar so low that the girls are surprised I even have a penis. It says a girl I've been on a couple dates with before came out and said, oh, my God, it's not that small. And
I think you might have offended our producer. He just walked out the door.
Yeah, he did, actually.
I hope he didn't take it the wrong way.
Well, I think
he thinks that we're talking about him.
No, I think we should ask Linda,
do we know anybody in this room that knows him?
No, he might be in the room doing stretching exercises right now. Now, you only think he's coughing. It says, quote,
maybe coughing is what helps him.
That's not really a compliment anyway, so it's fascinating. So if you're interested, and as my wife says, looking at a short subject, it'll be out on DVD, and his name is Patrick Moote, M-O-O-T-E. So now, onward to the next story.
Onward and upward, right?
I found the next story kind of interesting, and you, before we went on, started talking about sex changes and gender changes, and here's what I found interesting about this next story.
Yes.
Here's the title. I took it out of the Sun Sentinel. It says, Lovebirds to marry after both changed their genders. So you got that? So you had a man and a woman.
So the man became a woman, and the woman became a man.
And then they married.
Wow.
It says these Florida lovebirds met in 2011 and are getting hitched next year. It says after each changed their genders. It says muscle-bound Mark was born a girl with wavy brown hair and a pretty smile. called, let me see, he met a girl named Maritza, Maritza. And it says, while blonde Jessica was once a tow-headed boy named Sean O'Donnell. So I guess they got to change the names, too. It says, Mark was a dedicated weightlifter and occupational therapist, transitioned in 2003, and is now legally recognized as a man. You remember that one article we did where we had that woman who was taking, remember the bodybuilder steroids?
Yeah, the steroids. Remember that? Wow.
Yeah, so this is a weightlifter. I guess if you're going to be a weightlifter, you probably should be a man.
Do we have pictures of this couple?
I didn't tell this to Freddie. I don't know if you can find this, but there's a woman named Jessica, Jessica Lynn Cummings, Cummings. And Freddie, what the story is, it was a she who became a he, and then got together with a he who became a she, and now they're getting married. So
did they get together after this happened or
That's
before?
what I want to know. Okay.
Yeah, after.
After.
It says
Usually it doesn't work before.
It says Jessica
Yeah,
already,
not.
39, already went the operation to remove her testicles. It says is now officially a woman and ready to use her hubby's surname. It says the unlucky couple said it was love at first sight. It says, with Jessica, I have found my true love. It's like something you see in the movies because she has gone through the same journey and knows the pain and suffering it can be to a transgender person. So
That's good.
Is that them right there?
yeah, Freddie managed to find a picture there.
Good for
so
them.
again, if you're curious what they look like, you can go on elkinsonfriedman.com.
They're a beautiful
I
couple.
don't know the part about the he now, the muscles. Doesn't look that muscular to me. But
Well, maybe he toned it down afterwards, but
it's very interesting.
nice looking guy, beautiful woman.
And listen, this
lovely
is
couple.
it's actually it's a nice story. It says, now I believe being transgender is a curse, and I want to make other transgender people feel good about themselves. If people want to judge us for our relationship, what makes your relationship better than mine?
I have a question though.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the expense of having that done? That's got to be very expensive. I don't think insurance covers it.
Why don't you
Do you think
Google
it's
that
covered
for
by
our audience while we're
Obamacare?
doing it?
Do you think Obamacare covers that?
Well, if you could get on Obamacare, maybe.
Well, that's
but
true.
Since you can't.
But that's another story
Maybe
for
you
another
only
day.
can get a little itty bitty teeny weeny with that.
And you can't bring it back.
Yeah.
What?
You can't bring it back.
No?
It says here, after years of living as a woman, at age 35, Jessica told her family she was trapped in the wrong body. Took months before I could finally tell my parents. I didn't get the reaction I was hoping for. Only my grandmother stood by me.
Aw.
Maybe her grandmother used to be her grandfather.
That's true. Another one, Rich.
Thank you.
Double header for you.
Yeah.
It says meeting Mark helped me fully accept myself and love myself as a trans woman. Our relationship is the kind that people dream of. And let's see, to answer your question, it says the first time she saw her future husband, Jessica thought he was a hunk, but never guessed he had been born as a girl. So.
And did he know that she was born a guy?
No, not right off the bat.
Wow.
Now, here's the last thing of this article. I don't know. It says, and Mark admitted that before meeting Jessica, he was a virgin. Okay, so Mark, who was the woman, was a virgin at age 48. It says, losing my virginity to Jessica is something incredibly special I'll never forget. Yeah, I bet that's the truth.
All right. Enough of that.
Good
Enough
story.
of that.
All right. Let's move on.
All right, Mr. Harris, you can come back into the room now. All right, so we said, well, I don't know. Mr. Harris, maybe leave the room. I have one more article. I don't know if I'll get to it. Maybe I'll save it for next week. This article was called Dentist Dropped His Pants and Fondled His Staffers. So I'll save that
Staffers with an S? Save
Yeah,
that
I
for
guess-
next
Get
week.
these stories.
Oregon says a creepy Manhattan dentist dropped his pants and reportedly walked around his office in his boxers. Now,
Well, that's not so bad.
now, strangely enough, I've seen you walk around in your boxers, Richard. But,
Thanks for sharing that with everybody.
and lovely boxers they were. And this guy's on West 86th Street. So apparently, it says his disgruntled staff says, I once went to the back of the office and saw him in nothing but his boxers. He had on no shirt, he had on no pants, and was even barefoot. So
That's not so bad. I've heard worse.
Looks like a lot of our passengers.
yeah,
Really?
Okay, sorry.
They walk
If
around
we-
in boxer shorts?
No, listen, if we had time, she could tell us some stories.
We could go on
about
for
passengers.
days.
And it's interesting. Should we take our last break? We're going to take our last break. We'll be back, and I've got a good story to end.
All right. So don't go away because he's got a good story coming right up. So stay right where you are.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges too much? More debt than you can possibly handle? Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins and Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida solve those problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call, 954-372-2630. When you visit, you might even meet Tiffany, the office mascot. Elkins and Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call 954-372-2630 and begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. Are you dreaming about your next home improvement project? Let the experienced Carbonneau craftsmen help make your dream home a reality. Call them at 954-984-9393 and let them help you redo the things in your home that make it special. At Carbonneau, they specialize in residential door and window design, repairs, and screens. They carry the top brands you know and trust: BHI, Galaxy, Windor, and ES. They'd be happy to create a signature look for your home. Call Carbonneau at 954-984-9393 and let them know you heard about them on the Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Show. And you'll get a special 10% discount just for mentioning their name. 954-984-9393 is the number for Carbonneau Home Repair. And the sooner you call them and have the home team at your doorstep, the faster that'll make your dream house a reality. Call today or visit their website at carbonneauhomerepair.com. That's 954-984-9393. Schedule a free estimate today. 954-984-9393. You're listening to the Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman Know Nothing Show, with two longtime attorneys who are here to share their experience and knowledge and some fun along the way. The toll-free number, if you want to participate, is 1-800-889-0267.
And we're back, everybody.
Yes, we are.
The home segment here, I should say, coming down the stretch.
Well, you know what we didn't talk about this week so far?
What's that?
Your hair.
My hair looks great tonight.
I know. I'm saying I'm getting used to it. I like it.
I like it too.
I mean, hopefully you can keep it that way.
Yes, I hope I can. Now, I'm going to get to the last story. I didn't have a chance to get to one story, which was a brand new article just came out. It says severe constipation kills a 41-year-old elephant at the Miami Zoo.
When did this happen?
This just happened, literally. It's Wednesday. Died Wednesday. So,
That's terrible. What a beautiful...
It is.
elephant.
And you know what? The older I get, I used to like this little kid going to the zoo, but I'm not so crazy about zoos now, keeping these animals in captivity.
When's the last time you were at the zoo?
Probably, I don't know. I can't even remember. Probably 20, 30 years.
Yeah, but just in defense of zoos, if these animals weren't in the zoos, a lot of them may not even be alive right now. They might have been eaten or killed by other animals.
That's a good point. But you know what? One of the reasons, it says this animal's named Maud, a 41-year-old Asian elephant, was very popular at the Miami Zoo, died of severe constipation.
You can die from that?
And it says the reason, not my problem, but it says that the elephant began behaving badly last week and ultimately stopped eating and having bowel movements. It says that Maud started eating sand and clay, which is what elephants do in the wild to get the minerals they need, but it turned out to be fatal for the animal who was brought to the zoo 3 years ago to be a companion to another elephant. And it's just, it's a shame, but,
That's a crappy story.
They didn't...
Thank you, dear.
But they didn't know in advance. There's nothing they could do for this poor elephant.
I guess not. You know, an elephant-sized enema, I guess, just wasn't in the cards.
No.
All right. So,
All right.
So listen, we got a flight attendant.
And we got a
my
few more
lovely
minutes,
wife.
so we still got a couple minutes.
I
3
do.
minutes.
Now, here, this is a story that just happened on a guy flying home, actually, Thanksgiving Day. So you can't get any newer than this. Now, here's the story.
Maybe he was on my flight.
Well, maybe. His name is Elon Gale. And it says a delayed flight home on Thanksgiving Day was the backdrop for a midair spat that played out live on Twitter during the flight. It ended with one flyer getting slapped in the face by a passenger from hell. And here's the story. It says the holiday feud at 30,000 feet was both instigated and narrated by a Los Angeles man. And we have his picture up on the screen. His name is Elon Gale, whose Twitter bio says he's a television producer, including ABC's The Bachelor. It says his tweet started in New York around 11 a.m. on Thursday as he waited for takeoff on a U.S. Airways flight to Phoenix, where he planned to connect to L.A. It says our flight was delayed. He tweeted, and he says a woman on the plane is very upset because she has Thanksgiving plans, and then sarcastically writes, she's the only one, obviously, we're praying for her. It says that snarky post was the first of many, as Gale described the woman in question as abusing flight attendants and just generally raising everyone's blood pressure.
People actually abuse flight attendants?
Yeah, they do.
It's hard to believe.
My wife could tell me about that. So what happened, you know, the woman was agitated, the flight's late, and it was raising a hissy. I'm sure that happens, Kim, right?
I had someone yesterday because we had to do emergency landing. One of the flight attendants was sick. She had kidney stones. But right away, the passenger's like, I don't want to be selfish, but I hope we're not going to divert and be late.
Yeah. Well, all right. So listen to this quote. Here's
Sounds
the quote.
selfish to me.
Yeah.
It says, quote, she had to sit down because we took off. She has been muttering, quote, about damn time. I hope I could say damn time. This is what the article says. And you could hear her having it says breathing 5 rows back. It says deciding he'd had enough. It says he decided to engage directly with the awful traveler who would come to be known as Diane in 7A. So what happens, he sent her a glass of wine. This is classic. He sent her a glass of wine and a handwritten note that read in part, quote, it is a gift from me to you. Hopefully if you drink it, you won't be able to use your mouth to talk.
That's what he said to her.
Love, Diane. Yeah. Or actually, yeah. So he says, love, Diane, not surprisingly enough, took the bait. So that's
I don't
what
want
he
to
said
rush
to
you,
her
Alan,
again.
but I got dinner arrangements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right, Richard. Shut up.
Okay.
So anyway, it says, hopefully if you drink, you won't be able to run your mouth. So what happens, they start going back and forth on Twitter. Dear Elon, she fired back in a handwritten note. The wine wasn't funny. You're an awful person with no compassion. I'm sorry for your family that they have to deal with you. So then he wrote back, he says, this means war. So they have a Twitter fight going on, and people on the ground are getting in on this. So he insults her appearance by saying she's wearing mom jeans with a studded belt.
What's mom jeans?
Way up to your
to your belly button. Oh,
really?
doggone it, we run out of time.
Oh, boy.
Anyway,
well, save that one because I want to hear more.
To end with, she gets off the plane. She throws. She slapped him across the face.
Unbelievable.
So it's a great story. I think we're out of time. I hear the.
Are we out of town? Out of town? Out of time?
Yeah, we are out of town.
Yeah,
out of town and out of time.
I think we're out of time. Everybody say
Bye-bye.
goodnight. Bye bye.
All right, everybody say goodnight. Everybody, Freddie, goodnight. Linda, goodnight.
Night.
Okay.
And
go eat
we'll
the
be back
leftovers.
next Friday, right?
Next Friday. We'll
7
be
o'clock right here.
7
So
o'clock.
come back. We have more gifts to give away next week.
No, we don't, Richard.
We don't?
That sounds
I'm
good.
going to go get some.
All right, you
I'll
go
call
get
in from London.
Leftover
Excellent.
turkey. All
Okay.
right.
Good night, everybody. See you next week.